Hey alchemists, welcome to December, and I know it's pretty crazy how fast the year flew by. If you feel overwhelmed by that, keep in mind that the true energetic and astrological year begins on March 20th or 21st with the equinox. So if you don't want to make this your year end, you don't have to. You always have a choice. And in this video, we're going to explore the different key energy markers and astrological movements and share alchemy tips with you for how to transmute that energy so you can move through December, which is honestly one of the biggest and most jam-packed months of the whole year. And if you're new here, hey, my name is Sultara. I share alchemy practices from ancient Egypt and Atlantis. If that resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. So right off the bat, we start the first week of December with Neptune going direct. Neptune went retrograde on June 30th of this year. Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces. Now, if you're not familiar with Neptune, Neptune is named after Poseidon, the lord of the sea. And you will likely notice having dreams with water. And water is the magnetic energy that connects us with our intuition, with dreams. And so Neptune governs dreams, it governs our psychic abilities, our intuition, it governs also our creativity, our inspirational aspects. So work with this transit. And again, it's not just December 6th that you can work with this energy, it's a few days after and a few days before, because these are massive planets. Think about a train. When a train is going, a train does not immediately stop when you press the brakes. A train will keep going for a few more seconds until it fully stops. So it's the same thing with these giant planets. We'll still feel their energies. One of the ways that you can work with Neptune is by connecting more with your creativity. So this is a wonderful time for you to explore creative outlets, whether that's painting, singing, dancing. And actually this goes along really well with the Divine Feminine Challenge that we're running all of December. This is a free challenge where the intention is for you to create more self-love, more trust, more flow into your life by reconnecting with your divine feminine essence, which is not dictated by sex or gender. It's basically just magnetic energy. So if you want to create more trust, more self-love, and more flow in your life, you can sign up for the free challenge in the description of this video. Neptune also governs psychic abilities and spirituality. And so because it's in Pisces, which is water filled, and because Neptune is in Pisces, its home sign, its energy is going to be amplified. So this transit is really inviting you to work more with the water element. This month, maybe take extra full moon showers or salt baths or salt showers, whatever you need to do, but reconnect with the water element. Again, in the northern hemisphere, we're going to be entering winter. In the southern hemisphere, we're going to be entering summer. So try to work with the water element to help you to flow in between the seasons and the transitions between the seasons. Something to be mindful of is that the expanded expression of Neptune is being creative, being idealistic, and finding those ideal solutions. And the contracted expression of Neptune is becoming escapist or delusional. And so be mindful of that, especially the first 7 days after December 6th. Now, December 12th, write this one down because this is one of the biggest dates of December, is not just the new moon, but we also have the 12/12 portal on December 12th. Now, within Vedic sidereal astrology, this new moon happens in Scorpio. Within tropical Western astrology, this happens within Sagittarius. So at the global level, we can see a lot of clashes happening globally. And one of the ways for you to harmonize this clash between water and fire is by focusing on the energy of the 12/12 portal. Now, 12 in numerology represents harmony and balance. For example, there are 12 hours of the day, there are 12 months in the year, there are 12 musical notes in the scale, there are 12 chakras. And this idea of 12 is also about wholeness and completion and harmony. So think about any plans that you have, any goals, any relationships, any projects. How can you bring more harmony and closure to those things that need to be closed in then. Usually new moons are a time for us to sit within the void space because it's a dark moon. And so go within, don't think about this logically, go within and ask like, what is out of alignment with my soul's highest timeline? Because then you'll be able to see like what things have run their course. For example, what projects have run their course, what relationships have run their course, what beliefs have run their course in your life. So the 12/12 portal with the new moon happening on the same day is a wonderful day for you to bring closure, to bring endings, to bring completion, and a wonderful day also after you do that to manifest, because this is the last new moon of the year, and so you can start to manifest. And what I would recommend is, if it resonates with you, to manifest a graceful transition into the new season that we're starting, because this 12/12 portal is connected to the December 21st solstice. The solstice is when we start winter in the northern hemisphere and when we start summer in the southern hemisphere. The other thing that you can manifest is you can manifest to have more balance and harmony in your life, in your career, in your relationships, in your health, and in your spiritual journey. So if you manifest balance and harmony with this new moon, it's going to be a really wonderful way to work with this energy in its most optimal form. Then we have Mercury Retrograde, which happens on December 13th all the way up to January 1st. Now, this is fascinating because this is a clear indication that in order for us to move forward into the new calendar year, we have to first tune inside. So usually Mercury Retrograde, it governs our communication, our thinking abilities, our analytical abilities, and our plans. And so within Mercury retrograde period, you want to reflect back within and observe what are some things that you need to bring closure to. And this happens the day after the new moon. So keep in mind, right? Like, you have to pay attention to clues that God, source, spirit, creation, the universe leaves for us. And the day after this harmonious period and after the dark moon, immediately Mercury goes retrograde until January 1st, the start of a new calendar year. So don't bring new things, or don't bring old things that are out of alignment with your highest good into the new year. Use this time between December 12th and December 31st to reflect on like what you need to release. Just focus on releasing, and basically it's sort of like slimming down and trimming down. Think about the trees. What do the bushes do before winter? They have to trim down all of their leaves, right? Because they're not going to be able to nourish them, because they're not going to have that much sunlight, they're not going to have that much water, and so they have to drop their leaves. So for us too, we can look at nature and be like, all right, what do we have to drop in order for us to sustain ourselves and to build our energy, get ready not just for a new calendar year, but also especially if you're in the southern hemisphere, if you're starting summer, that means that that's also a good time for you to rest. Summer period and winter period are times in nature where a lot of the animals and nature itself is resting. So this is a good time for you to rest. And sometimes we have to learn how to rest. Honestly, that's one of the selfish reasons why I did the free Divine Feminine Challenge all of December, because I'm learning how to rest. Like, I grew up with family who was like always doing things, always doing. And so I don't really know how to rest. And so if you want to join that free challenge every day, you'll get a practical and fun way for you to connect with your Divine Feminine, which is one of the principles is resting and receiving divine inspiration so that you can act on that divine inspiration. So if you want to join that free challenge, you can join in the description of this video. So going back to Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde happens under Capricorn in tropical astrology and Sagittarius in sidereal astrology. So we have this fire and earth combination happening, and really connect with which element feels more in alignment. Like, do you want to just burn and release the things that maybe you've been carrying in your mind, because Mercury governs the mind? Or do you want to be more practical and grounded in terms of like what things you're releasing? So there's not one right or wrong way, because you may need something and I may need something completely different. So for all of us, it looks differently. So just take some time to meditate with Mercury to see what things you need to release from this chapter as you move on to this next season. Usually around December 18th and 20th of every year, our Earth moves through the Galactic Center. The Galactic Center sits at about 27 degrees of Sagittarius, and it's basically a super massive black hole. So this is a concentration of highly charged, fast-moving cosmic particles. So you can work with this Galactic Center alignment by breathing in that cosmic energy into your cells and asking it to regenerate and revitalize your cells. Also work with it to expand your understanding and elevate your spiritual wisdom. Then we have the biggest event of the month, and that's the December 21st solstice. This is when we start winter in the northern hemisphere and summer in the southern hemisphere. The solstice is a big marker point because it's sort of like a graduation point in our soul's journey. You may notice things from your past showing up right now, and it's basically God's or spirit creation, the universe, your soul, your higher self testing you, and it's like, hey, did you really learn these lessons? And this is a big choice point for you. The weeks leading up to the December 21st solstice, especially between the 12/12 portal and December 21st, during that time, your choices are going to be amplified. And that's what we're going to be asked to reflect on and focus on as a collective. So for the collective, this is a time where we can actually slow down the timelines. Global events have been moving so fast, and one of the ways that we can prevent this from reaching like a point of instability is we're being asked to create more recalibration within the timelines and within ourselves. So think about a rubber band. If you were to pull back a rubber band and you let go, it's gonna have to vibrate a lot until it comes into stillness. And so that's what's happening. Like, our world is going under so much tension, and what we need to do is we need to sort of bring this balance, this recalibration point back into stillness, so that tension, it cushions the tension. So for example, now with your choices, try to respond rather than react. The ego likes to be immature and it is very reactive. And this is where you have to breathe and create space with your actions, that your actions, it may look like you're only taking actions that affect your life and the relationships that you're surrounded with, but actually your actions create waves and ripple across time and space. So your actions have quantum impacts. One of the ways that you can help with this recalibration for the collective is by connecting more with your soul and taking the time to take deep breaths and really reflect on how you want to respond and move forward and what you want to create, not just in your own life, but in the world at large. And one of the things that you can do under this solstice is reconnect and with your soul. Your soul already knows all the answers. You just have to go inside and sit and hear them and become aware of them. So one of the ways that you can really leverage the power of this solstice, because it's a big gateway. There's a reason why our ancestors all over the world celebrated it so much that they even created physical sacred sites just for this one day, is because a huge flow of divine light flows in on that day. And so on solstice day, 3 days before and 3 days after, take time to just go within, meditate, pray, whatever feels right for you, the way that you connect with your soul, and ask for new opportunities to be shown to you. We are now moving out of duality, choosing one versus the other, right versus wrong, light versus dark. But now we're moving through expansion. So let's expand our choices of what the new solutions can be. So connect with your spirit team, connect with your higher self, with your soul, and ask for more opportunities and choices to be shown to you. We are actually going to be doing a special solstice ceremony and meditation with Archangel Metatron, where we'll be doing some alchemy work to do some releasing and to basically get a spiritual upgrade, because again, these days are really heightened and concentrated divine energy can flow in. If you want to join us for that manifesting solstice ceremony meditation, you can get more information in the description of this video, and they're open to new and experienced meditators. Every single ceremony meditation is different. It's tailored to the specific group. Then on December 26th, we have Chiron going direct and the full moon. So Chiron is going direct in Aries, and Chiron, most people call it an asteroid, but I actually like to refer it to a planet, a mini planet, because its influence is so strong. And Chiron is known as the wounded warrior. So this is an aspect of yourself. Like, think about your deepest wounds that you have within. Maybe it's abandonment, maybe it's not being good enough, or maybe it's something that is really unique to you that you've seen show up in your life a lot. And the lesson of Chiron is understanding how is that wound that actually the source of our superpower. And so think about alchemy, for example. In alchemy, we turn rocks into gold. That's what the ancient Egyptians would do. And in alchemy, what we do is we turn our blocks into our light, and work with this transit to reflect on what are some areas that make you feel like a victim, that make you feel insecure, that keep showing up over and over. And take some time to reflect and sit with the planet and feel, how has it actually been supporting me on my journey and helping me evolve and helping me to connect with my gifts? You will get major clarity when you ask these sorts of questions. And the full moon does happen on December 26th. I will likely make a separate video about it, so I won't talk about it too much here, but it's just fascinating that we have Chiron going direct, which is focused on healing, and then we have the last full moon of the year on the same day. And we end the month on December 30th with Jupiter going direct. Jupiter goes direct within Taurus in tropical astrology and Aries within sidereal astrology. Now, Western and Vedic astrology, tropical and sidereal astrology, are both obsessed with Jupiter. They call it the great benefactor, because it's so supportive and it carries a lot of good luck and wisdom. So work with this energy to bring more luck into your finances, into your physical safety. Now, on Earth, our finances are connected to our sense of safety, because if in order for us to have a home where we can feel safe in, we need to pay rent. In order for us to feel safe with our survival, we need to pay for food, and so on and so on. And because this transit is happening within Taurus, which governs loyalty, stability, but also finances, that's going to be one of the big marker points. So if you've been having any issues with finances, like maybe feeling stretched thin, or maybe just feeling anxious about finances, take some time on December 30th, 31st, and the 1st. The 1st will be really powerful because that's also when Mercury is going direct. And this signifier of Mercury going direct on January 1st and Jupiter going direct on December 30th is showing like a positive movement towards the start of this new year. And so try to sit with these planets and try to learn from them. Something that we do inside of the Golden Age Alchemy Academy, we actually astral project to the planets and talk to them and get wisdom, because I know for a lot of us, like, we think they're so far away and they're just rocks floating in space, but they're actually a living consciousness. And that's something that you can learn to do, and learn to harness your relationship with the planets so that you can have a more harmonious relationship with them. And if you're interested in that, you can get more information about the Golden Age Alchemy Academy in the description of this video. And I'm wishing you a graceful ending to your 2023 and a blessed and harmonious start to your 2024. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of our Golden Age Alchemy community. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. And I'm excited for what 2024 has in store for all of us. Wishing you many blessings. Much love.